We go to comics.
Why?
Wonder Man show, by the way, now canceled.
What?
Its actor ponders on Marvel-led black cancellations.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
Quote, "It's not a good look."
That's racist!
I'm Jazz Borganzo, and this may be A, fans just stop watching.
Yes, of course.
B, they don't give.
Ha ha. Why?
C, A and B.
What the fuck?
But that's just me. And it's what's next.
And here we go.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jazz Borganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Friday. Yeah, it's another day, another end of a long weekend. What a week it's been. We've had a number of shocking things happening in the world of entertainment. Legendary icon, country queen herself, Dolly Parton, passed away at the age of 80. Rocky Horror Picture Show and Home Alone 2 star, Mr. Frankenfurter himself, Tim Curry, passed away also, and also legend and icon, Optimus Prime himself, Peter Cullen, passed away also, and this all happened in the last 48 to 72 hours. Wow. Well, we're going to go to comics. And of course, we all know the situation with Marvel, with Doomsday just around the corner. The re-release of Endgame, of course, with a additional 4 minutes. It's Encore coming up in September. But what about the shows? Well, according to one actor, there's a situation. There's a problem going on here regarding cancellations. Cancellations happen all the time. But to this one particular actor, he is of Wonder Man fame, of course, Wonder Man, who got canceled, says Marvel's black-led cancellations are a problem because it doesn't look good. Well, did anybody tell him maybe people just stop watching? Just a hint. Anyway, here we go. This comes out of comic book news. Yahya, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Abdul-Mateen II on Marvel's black-led cancellations. It does not look good, but fans quit watching everything. You ever heard of it? Probably, maybe not. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II has now given his most direct answer yet on why the Wonder Man cancellation, and this time he questions, it wasn't about the numbers, it was about, wait for it, Rahcisms. Yes, because of course it was. In a new interview on NPR's Fresh Air, NPR, what was this on, like 2 in the morning? Because who the hell listens to NPR? Anyway, the Emmy-nominated star was asked about fans arguing on his behalf that Marvel doesn't protect its black-led projects, with the host pointing to Wonder Man getting canceled 2 weeks after his Emmy nomination and months after a second season had already been announced. Blade dead after 7 years, plus Ironheart, Armor Wars, and Moon Girl. Now, Wonder Man, I heard, had a good first season. Kind of surprised that it got canceled. I don't know. Quote, when you look at the history of those projects and when you put them all together, there's no way around it. It does not look good. And that's what it looks like, Abdul-Mateen said, adding that he will be, quote, willfully blind not to make the observation. And what observation would that be? But he didn't stop there. What is true for me is that with the case of Wonder Man, I actually don't know the truth of what happened. He said, asked what Marvel told him, I've heard things about viewership. He heard right. And the viewership record doesn't explain Wonder Man. It takes apart the entire argument because the audience walked out on every Marvel show, no matter who was leading it or what color their skin was. He heard it was viewership. It was viewership. The Wonder Man autopsy is already in public. The anchor reported that Disney pulled the plug because the viewership didn't justify the costs. Abdul-Mateen himself told Vanity that he was given viewership as the reason. And Luminant put in the hard numbers on it. 52% of the people who started the season finished it. 1 point under the 53% retention a new Disney Plus series needs to be safe from cancellation. That also means nearly half of all fans walked, just as they did with DC's Peacemaker, starring a white lead. Yeah, John Cena. The public data called it months later. Wonder Man charted on Nielsen, exactly once at number 8 with 618 million minutes viewed for its full season binge drop, then fell off the charts the next week and never returned. People sampled it, not enough stayed. The numbers speak. White light shows are failing the exact same way. Now put their argument to next Marvel's biggest show, Daredevil Born Again, a white lead built on Marvel's safest legacy property and the most streamed Disney Plus original of 2026. It still went 0 for 17 on Nielsen's across 2 seasons. If Marvel was only protected its white heroes, the white flagship would be invisible on the one chart and decides of renewals. The argument is shot right there. She-Hulk never saw a second season because it was trash. Neither did Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, or Secret Invasion. With Wonder Man gone, Loki and Daredevil Born Again are the only live-action Marvel series ever to run past its 1 season on Disney+. Everything else has been one and done. And the No Resources version of the argument runs into Secret Invasion. Marvel handed Samuel L. Jackson its most expensive series ever at north of $200 million to produce a trash bag of a series. The audience still bailed because the show was a complete disaster, not because Jackson was black. Just a little FYI there. Fans prove they show up when a show delivers. Same with the movies. Loki ran 2 seasons and charted on Nielsen's doing it. Then came She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Secret Invasion run. The audience left Disney Plus and never came back for anyone. Blade, Ironheart, Armor Wars all ran the same broken play. Take the Fresh Air case case by case, because every project on it has an autopsy and none of its findings are on race. What they shared is post-Endgame playbook. Replace the hero people loved with and hope nobody notices. Well, that completely backfired. Blade didn't spend 7 years dying because Marvel wouldn't protect its black lead. It's because it didn't know what the fuck it wanted to do. And yet, they couldn't get it off the ground. Reports that one version of script sidelined Daywalker of its own movie in favor of a story built around his daughter. And of course, yeah, we would have liked that. And that 2-time Oscar award-winning Mahershala Ali rejected it. Wow, he won 2 Oscars? Okay, my apologies. Who wanted to watch it? No one. And that's the same replacement hero approach the MCU audience rejected across the entire post-Endgame slate. Phase 4 and Phase 5 were absolute complete fucking disasters. Same for Star Wars, Doctor Who, you name it. Ironheart is also in that playbook with a release date. An Iron Man replacement shoehorned into Black Panther Wakanda Forever, a sequel that shed nearly $500 million from its original gross, followed by a series whose biggest swing was finally debuting Mephisto as a man in a suit. Nobody asked for a new Iron Man. They asked for good shows, with content, source material, character development. No, we can't have that. Armor Wars was the same, handed off again. The comics Armor Wars was is a legendary Tony Stark story, the MCU project with a repurposed roadie vehicle. And get this, the Secret Invasion after Secret Invasion had already wrecked the character by revealing he's been a Skrull since before Avengers Endgame, meaning the real Rhodey missed a Tony Stark's death and its funeral. Wow, that's just bad. That's just really bad. That's not a studio targeting its blacklight projects. That's a studio running the same bad creative play across its entire slate, with every hero on the shelf and an audience rejecting the play every single time. The marketing was Yahya. Abdul-Mateen had offered a theory. Blacklight niche projects need a little bit more time to cook, he said, because black audiences gravitate them more slowly when that's not what it was always marketed to us. Except Wonder Man's marketing was Abdul-Mateen. He was the face on the poster, the center of the trailers, and the front of the press tour. And when the ratings collapsed, Disney didn't bury the show. It put on a premiere on YouTube free and shipped the series to Hulu, hunting for audience that Disney Plus couldn't produce. The show got 6 months to cook and a second platform. The audience had every opportunity to show up. It didn't. Guess what? Another MCU project replaces a classic and legendary character from the comics. Big surprise. Guess what happened? Not a color thing, a quality thing. The real pattern runs across everything we tracked this year, and it never once checked the lead's skin color. DC's Peter Safran called it mediocre movie fatigue right before Supergirl collapsed. Sony's Tony Rothman, sitting on the all-time opening record, said the audience is the boss. Well, the boss canceled Wonder Man. The boss skipped Daredevil Born Again. The boss bought 24 million tickets to Spider-Man in a single weekend. My thoughts. The fact of the matter is this. Let's make it very clear. It's all about the ratings. It's all about the ratings. At the end, it's all about the ratings. It's all about the quality of the show. It's all about the quality development of the characters, fleshing out the characters, having good source material behind it. That all comes into play. Marvel finally got it through its head after 6.5 years of utter cluster disasters and said, hey, we need to go back to what made us great. So now we got Doomsday. We got Doctor Doom coming. Then we got, Secret Wars coming the following year. But we got Spider-Man also. But remember, kids, Spider-Man was a Sony project, is a Sony project, and not a Disney Marvel project. Had it been a Disney Marvel project, we wouldn't have seen Tom Holland in 4 movies. Tom Holland probably would have quit after the first 2. Anyway, when you don't have quality content, shows will get canceled. Doesn't matter no matter if it's white, black, green, yellow, blue, purple, or 2-headed and came from Mars. It doesn't matter. If it's not quality, it's garbage. You look at DC's content. You got Lanterns. It's a hit show. Wow, when you bump off its lead in the first episode, you kill Hal Jordan. Well, people are going to watch. Now we'll see what comes after that. We'll see how the ratings do at the end of the season. Because unlike Disney, that will cancel something, like Netflix after 1, more than likely, Lanterns is going to get a 2nd season just because they got so much money invested in it. But it's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's a content, and the audience rules. We, the audience, rule. And we say, and what we say goes. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this, please have a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and we'll see you next time. Peace.